Hello everyone and welcome back to today's video. Today we are going to be recreating Hypixel in part 3 of our series. We are going to be installing the plugin player balancer, which is one of the things we make over on Spigot. The reason we're going to go ahead and install this is because on Hypixel they have balancing players across lobbies and stuff. Rather than code a custom solution for this, we already have a custom solution that we actually currently update and manage, which is awesome. So we're going to go ahead and use that instead. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through very quickly today on how this is done. I'm trying to get videos done for this month, but coding should begin in the next episode, if not the following one. So very soon we'll start actually coding some of the network core stuff. I'm kind of getting the base up. And if you didn't see last episode, what we did in the last episode is we set up all of our bungee cords and all of our lobbies and everything to start with. So that is all set up, which is amazing. So reason we're using player balancer is because we have an API in it that allows us to use the connect argument with each section. So I can do connect lobby section and it's going to balance the players between all of the lobby sections that we have set up in the configure file, which is amazing. So why don't we go ahead and get started? We are going to install it on one bungee cord here, and then what we're going to do is once we have it on one bungee cord, we will copy the files over to the second one so they both match completely. So if you've never downloaded one of our resources before, you just click download now. It will take you to our custom download page, and we're going to get the normal download jar, which will take you to GitHub. Download the one you need. I'm going to just be downloading the normal player balancer. I'm not going to use the add-on or the Party Your Friends add-on at this time. We may use those later on. And then I'm going to go into my bungee cord plugins folder and I'm going to drag in the jar that we just downloaded. And when we start up the server, obviously it's not going to work at first. It's going to say plugin is disabled. That is fine. We're going to go into player balancer and you can see there is a configure file in here. We're going to edit with Notepad++. And this is kind of where we actually edit everything that we're going to do and set up our different sections for what we want, which is awesome. So why don't we get into this one real quick? So we're going to need two files open. We're going to need our server config.yml, and we're going to need our balancer config open. So let me just go ahead and close all of this, so we can get rid of these. There we go. So we have our config for Bungee, which has all of our servers, and we have our plugin config here. So why don't we go over some of the providers? You have none, which is literally does nothing. Random lowest, random filler. So for our lobbies, we're going to use random lowest. So it's just going to join the lowest person lowest server that doesn't have any people on it is what I'm trying to say. So why don't we go ahead and set that up? So for sections, you can see the default is off lobby here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to keep this how it is, and I'm just going to name this main lobbies. So this is going to be like the main lobby for your thing. And it's going to be just like this. We're going to copy what we did here, and we're going to paste it in here. So it's going to be lobbies 1 through 3. And you can see that matches this config, lobby-1 through 3. Just like that. So there we go. So it's going to do lobby, any of the servers called lobbies 1 through 3 from our config. It will go ahead and set a random lowest filler. So it's going to join the one with the least players when you join the main sections. Just like that. So now that we have that set up, we can then use our game lobbies. So I'm going to use an example for Skywars lobbies for this. We have our Bed Wars lobbies, I believe we call it. Bed Wars lobby 1, yeah. So this is going to be Bed Wars lobbies. And the parent is going to be the main lobbies. So if something goes wrong, it's going to go ahead and go back to the main lobby. And again, we're going to use the random lowest fill there, so we don't have to worry about that. And since we only have one, we're only going to have one listed here. But obviously, if we had multiple, we could add multiple here, just like that. So our config, we have Bed Wars Lobby 1, so we're just going to take the name of that and go ahead and paste in Bed Wars Lobby 1. Make sure to add the quotation mark back. So now Bed Wars Lobby has a parent of the main lobby, so if anything goes wrong, it will send you to the main lobby, lobby 1 through 3, and you have Bed Wars Lobby 1. And then you can see the game lobbies. They can have the servers in a different formatting here. We are just, to keep it easy, going to replace this with this. So let me just count 1, 2, 1, 2, perfect. Make sure Jason is here. And then this is going to be Bed Wars Games. And then its thing will be Bed Wars Lobby for its parents. And this is just going to take you to a random but highest one. So random filler, it's going to take you to the one that is available but with the randomest amount of players. So it's just going to take you to the one with the most amount of players. And later on, we'll go ahead and set up the maintenance and game in progress MODs, because that will allow us to make it so the server won't connect to one that's in progress or starting, and it will connect to one that has the normal availability. So there we go. Bed Wars Lobby 1. We got to change this to Bed Wars Game-1 because it is our game server. And there we go. We have set up player balancer mainly. If you want to go through any of this, we can. The principal section for us is going to be main lobbies. We don't have general lobbies anymore. We want the default principal, so anybody who gets kicked from any of the other ones will go back to the main lobbies. Do we have any dummy sections? We do not. Do we have any restricted sections? We do not. Should we show the players on that section? Yes, we should. Should we check the server checker, and should we have MOD markers so you can't connect if it meets maintenance or game in progress? We do. Do you want the fallback command? We do. We want lobby, hub, and back, so all of those will send you to the main section. Very nice. Should we exclude any sections from that if there's like SAF sections? We do not. We have kick handler. Do you want to kick players? Go back to the main section. We do. Server refresh will leave false. We are good to go. So now if we go all the way back up here, we're going to switch enabled to true. If we're going to be using Redis Bungie, we can do that because it can get player counts from Redis Bungie, but we're not going to do that. We don't want silent loading. We're not going to disable messaging. We don't need auto reload or any of that. We are good to go. So now if we go ahead and start our server once again, we are going to just make sure everything is working. Of course, I didn't actually save, I don't think, so go back to player balancer, open this up, make sure enabled is true, not enabled equals true. That's weird. Okay, there we go. Now if we go ahead and start up our server, everything should load up properly here. Player balancer should say registered the servers. So it says it registered 3 servers, 2 main lobbies because it found lobby 1, lobby 2, and lobby 3. Yay, we did it correctly. So what we're going to do just to keep this easy is we're going to copy our plugins folder over to Bungie Cord 2 and paste it in. Now all of those files are there. Now if we go ahead and launch our lobby and we go ahead and connect to our server, we are going to try the Slack section command. I may not have set up the permissions for this. I do not have permission to execute that command. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to our Bungie Cord 1. We don't have a Bungie Cord 1 that uses anything other than admin commands at this point. So we're going to do player balancer.admin. I'm going to make sure I spell that correctly. And then I'm going to go ahead and restart the Bungie Cord real quick. We eventually will take this over with the default setup for inside of our core, but for now we're stuck with using the default Bungie stuff. Now if I do Slack section, clearly that was not the command. One moment. All right, so after reloading a Bungie again, I can now use the command because I got the permission. So I can do section list, and this is going to list all those sections that we set up in the config, and you can see there's main lobbies. If we click this, we'll see lobby 1, 2, and 3. The lobby 2 and 3 are offline, so it's going to display as offline. If we click lobby 1, we can see all the info about it, the address, and everything like that. Bed Wars games, same with Bed Wars lobby. You can click and look if they're online and reachable. So since they're unreachable, the server section is not going to do anything. But if we did, we could do server connect or section connect the section. So we could do main lobbies, the player name, so BGHDDev_YT, but it can't find a server because they're all offline. But if we go in and start up lobby number 2, this is going to allow a second main lobby to be created. And once we type that section connect command, it will allow us to join that second server. So there we go. So you can see it sent me to the other one. If I do it again, it's going to send me back to 1 because it's always going to find the one with the lowest amount of players as set in our configure file. So we have set it up correctly. We have player balancing. We are going to be using its API to go ahead and connect players to different servers. That is it for today's video. Hopefully you enjoyed part 3 of setting up the different balancing and everything. Apologies if I went through anything too quickly. You can always rewatch and all of that good stuff. I'm going to try to get a GitHub repository set up in the next video and get started on the core. I can't promise that though. It just depends on how much time I have to record these videos. Anyway, thanks so much for watching today's episode. Player balancing done, and I will see you in the next one in a couple of days. See you then. Bye everyone.